It sure has been a while since we've seen this beautiful, beautiful title screen. And the reason we're seeing it again, you may ask, is because, hey everybody, Gmod here, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Emerald version. In the last episode, we became champion of the region after a struggle and quite the battle with the previous champion, Wallace, and we managed to come out victorious. And on this episode and going forward, I would like to start making some bonus episodes covering some stuff that I missed out on, stuff that's new to the post-game, and whatnot, because Emerald here actually has quite the extensive post-game, and I want to make sure that I talk about it, because there's quite a few things to still do. Our story is not quite over just yet. So that being said, no more dilly-dallying, let's continue on with the story. Pokemon Emerald post-game. Let's do this. Yeah, the internal batteries run dry, don't remind me, I'm aware. Let's do this. And it's good to finally be back home. Whenever you start a new Pokemon game, you always tend to start home, and it's always such a refreshing feel to be back at your house after such a long journey. And you know, I think it's been so long, and I've been doing so much hard work, I think it deserves some time on my Game Boy. Or, sorry, my GameCube. I don't know why I said Game Boy. I mean, there is a Game Boy with it. I don't know why I said Game Boy before the GameCube first, though. See, I know this is supposed to look like a Game Boy, but it kind of looks like a GameCube controller. Like, you see the yellow dot there, that could be like the C stick, and like you can see like the... Anyways, I'm stretching out. I'm trying to stretch for the truth here. Let's just keep going. And oh my god, my dad's returned. He hasn't left the family. Anyways, hey, it's Zachary. It's been a while since I last saw you, but you look stronger somehow. That's the impression I get, but your old man hasn't given up yet. Oh yes, I have something for you. This came to you from someone named Mr. Briny. And apparently we got ourselves a ferry ticket. Cool. A ticket for a ferry? If I recall, there are a few ferry ports in Slateport and Lilycove. We'll have to check that out later. I better get back to Petalburg Gym. Mom, thanks for looking after the house while I'm away. Okay, I just gotta say this. I know she doesn't have a name and we just call her Mom, but could you at least come up with a name so my dad doesn't just call her Mom? That sounds incredibly weird. It's not a problem or anything, it's just funny. Anyways. And off he goes. That dad of yours, he comes home for the first time in a while, but all he talks about is Pokemon. You should relax and stay a little longer. Is that a breaking news story? I don't know, let's go check it out. We bring you this emergency news flash. In various home locations, there have been reports of color Pokemon in flight. The identity of this Pokemon is currently unknown. We now return to you with the regular movie program. Zachary, did you catch that? What color did the announcer say the Pokemon was? Now, this question here looks pretty harmless. However, believe it or not, this question here will actually determine something in the future. And it's a little bit awkward for me to talk about this because whenever I'm playing, let's playing a game, I pretty much let's play it from the perspective of somebody who's watching who has never played the game before and has no idea what it is. So it's a little bit weird to talk about what this actually means, and it is kind of a spoiler, except not really. It's really hard to say, but basically, I'll try to hint towards it without spoiling what it actually is. But just note that depending which one you pick here, you get one of two different Pokemon, and these Pokemon that we're talking about here, they are legendary Pokemon, so depending which one you pick here, it's actually kind of important. And while I'm not going to spoil what Pokemon it is, I'm going to say blue. Well, isn't that something? There's still unknown Pokemon. Apparently there is, and Mom, can you move? I want to go at the... Okay, fine, I'll go around. Sheesh. What else you got to say? Don't put yourself too hard, dear. You can always come home. Go for it, honey. Aw, thank you, Mom. You know, I just take back what I said. You know, you can stand there all you like. I'm sorry I was rude. Let's keep going, though. And wow, other familiar faces are showing up here. Well, Zachary, that was good work out there. I knew there was something special about you when I first saw you, but I never expected this. Oh yes, you saw the Pokédex I gave you? I have something to show you. Let's go to my lab. Sounds like a plan. Now, Zachary May, I've had the two of you help me with my study of Pokemon. Thanks to your help, new facts are coming to light. It appears that in the Hoenn region, there are also Pokemon from other regions. It goes to show you how rich and varied the natural environment of Hoenn happens to be. That's why I think it's necessary for me to upgrade your Pokédex to the national mode. Here, let me see your Pokédex units. Nobody tell me I only caught 28 Pokemon. It's so cool that even my Pokédex is getting upgraded. It's because you went out of your way to catch so many Pokemon. Once again, nobody tell them I've only caught 28 Pokemon. Okay, all done. And by doing this, we get ourselves our Pokédex updated to the national mode. But listen, you've become the champion. Your Pokemon journey isn't over. There's no end to the road that is Pokemon. Somewhere, there's a grassy patch that's waiting for you. Maybe that's a hint to something, or who knows, maybe that's just a metaphor. We'll never know. Unless we do know. We'll have to find out soon enough. Rambling aside though, Professor Burst has been so kind to upgrade our Pokedex to the National Dex, and the National Dex here covers a total of 3 regions. All 3 regions that exist at the current moment of, Emerald being a game, and that is Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn. We have access to all 3 regions now. So as you can see, Pikachu here is now number 25 because it's a National Dex, even though on the Hoenn Dex he'd be like something like, I don't know, like, I'm gonna take a random guess here. It's like 113. I'll put on the screen what number he actually is now. I want to see how close I was to guessing that position of his on the Hoenn Dex. I was probably wrong, but I took a shot at it. And before we go, what do you gotta say, mate? It's been a while since we talked to you. I think I'll take a short break from field work. I think I'll help the prof here for a while. Alright, sounds like a plan. Also, why are you calling your prof? Isn't he like your dad? Wouldn't that be more... whatever. I'm not one to judge. My dad calls my mom, so, I can't judge too much. That being said, though, I was gonna say something, but I got interrupted. Hi, Zachary, it's me, Scott. I'm aboard the SS Title now. It feels great to be on the sea. By the way, there's this place I'd like to invite you to for a visit. If you're interested, board a fare at either Slate or Lily Cove. I'll fill you in on the details when we meet. I'll be waiting. Man, we've come a long way since meeting Scott. Before he called me a newbie trainer, and now he's inviting me onto ferry ships. This is the life of a celebrity, huh? I like it. That being said, however, hello team, how are you guys doing? It's been a little bit, and by a little bit I mean like, not very long, but it's nice to see you guys again. That being said, however, for this episode in particular, we're not actually going to be bothering with the fairy stuff, even though we totally could right now if we wanted to. On this episode in particular, we're going to be covering over 2 things in the post-game, and one of them isn't even technically post-game content, I just kind of didn't really cover it for whatever reason until now. So we're going to be calling it post-game, because it does actually change depending on the post-game, and that is the Safari Zone. Before we go check out the Safari Zone, however, there's 2 places I want to visit, and the first one is over here in Fall Arbor Town. So that being said, Flygon, fly away! Alright, now pulls aside, I promise I won't be yapping that much for the entirety of the episode, but first of all, we want to go ahead and check out over here. You guys may remember this house as the Tunnel House. Well, guess what, guys? It is no longer the Tunnel House. It is the... Wait for it. The completed Tunnel House. That's right, he actually finished digging through here. Fossils are so wonderful. It's so dreamy. Stay away from me. You're creeping me out. Oh, it's not safe that way. I was digging away, you see, when the whole wall collapsed. I think there's a giant cavern underneath now. But left it alone because I don't think there are any fossils there. Well, if you're not going to check it out, I'm definitely going to. Because if you tell a kid not to do something, they're definitely going to do it. So that being said, let's fulfill our role as a 10-year-old protagonist. And go check it out. Going back here, you'll find yourself the Desert Underpass. And the Desert Underpass here sounds kind of familiar. We've been to a desert before, so maybe it has something to link with it. And in fact, it actually does have something linked with it. And there are wild Pokemon down here, so I put my Max Repel on. They're all about level 40 or whatnot. And if you want to go ahead and look around for them, there's things such as Loudred down here and whatnot. So you can find some interesting Pokemon down here. However, we're not here to catch Pokemon. What we're here for is what's back here. And what we're back for here, we're seeing some sand here, is right over here. Believe it or not, the claw fossil that we thought was lost all that long time ago is actually down here. It's been just sitting here all the time, and it didn't actually break or anything. So yeah, we found the other fossil that we didn't have before. And I think, since this rock has been so kind as to sit here, wait for us patiently, and, not rot away or break or anything after falling from that tower, I think we should go ahead and resurrect it. That being said, though, this thing that I'm doing right here, going over here for this fossil, this is an Emerald-only thing. If you're playing Ruby and Sapphire, you unfortunately can only get one of the 2 fossil Pokemon per playthrough, and you have to trade for the other one and whatnot. So, yeah, unfortunately for Ruby and Sapphire players, however, for us Emerald players, pretty neat feature. That being said, though, I'll see you guys back over in Rustboro City, and I thought the exit was down here, my bad. But yeah, I'll see you guys over in Rustboro City to go ahead and resurrect this fossil. And that is a really high level Wizard, holy crap. Alrighty, back over here in Rustboro City. It's been a while since I heard this town tune, and I can't complain, because I love this song. But unfortunately, we're going to ignore it for now, because we were here to go ahead and resurrect the fossil. And we've already met the guy who does that, so nothing new here. Just gotta go back over here. And there he is, our favorite geek. How you doing? And we're trying to develop a device that resurrects Pokemon from fossils, and it's working. Wait, that thing you have there, is that a Pokemon fossil? Would you like to bring that Pokemon back to life? I can with my newly developed fossil regenerator. We definitely shall. Excellent, let's do this right away. And we give ourselves, not ourselves, I don't know why I said myself, we give him the claw fossil. And just like before, just want to leave the room quickly, come right back in, and bada boom, a lot of time has passed apparently. That must have been a really, really freaking long hallway or stairway going down. And we're back. Thanks for waiting. Your fossilized Pokemon has been brought back to life. The fossilized ancient Pokemon Anorith it was. And by doing this, you get yourself the other fossil Pokemon that you have not picked up before. Pretty handy. And I do not have a nickname for this thing. As you guys know, I'm terrible with nicknames, so we're just going to leave it blank. And yeah, that being said, we've resurrected both fossil Pokemon of the Hoenn region now, so that's pretty cool. And we should probably go ahead and take a look at that, what am I trying to say here? We should probably go ahead and take a look over at the Pokemon inside our PC box. Good old Anorith, that is. Let's go check it out. Quick note ahead of time, since I'm probably talking really fast throughout this episode, I'm trying to speedrun this because I want to cover as much content as I can in this episode, so I apologize. I'm going to try and slow down a little bit. I've been talking really fast. That being said, though, Pokemon on our PC box. Over here, Anorith. Anorith is the other fossil Pokemon we have not gone yet. It is the contrast of Lileep over here. Let's check it out. Anorith, just like Lileep, is a rock bug type, but however, unlike Lileep, it is more focused on the offensive stats instead of the defensive stats that Lileep focuses on, so it's pretty much the exact opposite. These are our stats at level 20, and also its moveset here is actually quite interesting because even though it is a rock bug type, it actually starts off with no rock or bug type moves. It has a normal, a water type move, and a non-damaging ground type move of all things, so pretty interesting. And also, it's apparently very cute. I don't know, Aaron's kind of cute. Those little eyes are kind of cute, those little googly eyes poking out. Although I can imagine that if this thing was in real life, it'd look a lot more terrifying than it is now. But that's the magic of Pokemon. They can make terrifying things look cute and cool. That being said, though, now we've done that, that's our first pit stop of the day, and our next one is actually, once again, going to be needing our fly, because we want to go over here to, wait for it, Mossdeep City. Let's go check it out. Wait, what? Oh, I got confused there for a second because I was like, wait, why isn't the music changing? But I forgot these towns actually have the exact same town theme. My bad. I was very confused there for a second. But anyways, the reason we're over here is because it's been a while since we visited Steven, so I think I'm gonna go say hi to him. And he's not home. However, he looks to have left a note. Let's check it out. It's a letter. To Zachary. I started a little bit of soul searching and train on the road. I don't plan to return home for some time. I've been here to ask of you. I want you to take this Pokeball on the desk. And inside is Beldum, my favorite Pokemon. I'm counting on you. May our paths cross again someday. Steven Stone. Even when he's not here, he somehow still manages to be the coolest person here. Let's check out this Pokeball he left us, shall we? Inside this Pokeball, just like you mentioned, is the Pokemon Beldum, and this is the only way that you can get Beldum in the entirety of the game. And Beldum here is a very, very interesting Pokemon. I'll talk about it more in the PC box. For now, though, let's just pick up the Pokeball. We got ourselves a Beldum, not bad. And once again, I have terrible nicknames, so I'm not gonna bother. And there we go. Who knows, Steven? Maybe we will see you sometime. I hope so, anyways. That being said, however, now that we picked up that Beldum, let's go ahead and take a look at it, shall we? Alright, over here in the PC box, we have ourselves our new Pokemon here, Beldum. Beldum here comes at level 5, so it comes off extremely weak, very on the low for what you should be at this moment. It has a Steel Psychic typing, which is a really, really cool typing. It has a Clear Body ability, which means that it cannot have its stats lowered by other abilities and moves and whatnot. As you can see, its stats are all pretty low, except that, you know, it's a level 5 Pokemon, so that's pretty understandable. But the really interesting part of Beldum is the fact that it only has Takedown. Takedown, as you guys know, it is a weak move at all. It's 90 power of 85 accuracy, so it's not actually a terrible move or whatever. However, it hurts itself upon using it, so Beldum is a little bit tricky to get raising. However, if you raise it to level 20, it will evolve into a Metang. And once it evolves into a Metang, it will start to learn some more moves besides Takedown. And if you can keep raising Metang from there up to level 54, you heard me right, level 54, quite the high level, it will eventually evolve into Metagross. And Metagross is one of the most powerful, scary Pokemon out there. It is a Steel Psychic type with legendary stats. When I say legendary, I quite mean legendary. It is very, very powerful. It's also a really weird Pokemon when you think about it, because Metagross is like a spider, supercomputer, metal thing. It is a really weird Pokemon when you think about it, but it's a really cool Pokemon. It's the only way you can get it. Very powerful Pokemon, and if you want to train up Beldum, it is definitely going to be worth your time to train it. However, since you're in the post-game, you probably already have a full team. That being said, though, it's definitely a welcome addition to the Pokedex, so, you know, pretty handy. That being said, though, now that we've visited those two places, we got one more place that I think I want to visit for this episode here, and that place is the Safari Zone, like I mentioned before. And I don't know why I'm going to Fortress City. The Safari Zone is definitely not over there. It is over here. There you go. That being said, Lilycove City, ahoy. I said ahoy, which means I'm sailing, but I'm not actually sailing. That being said, we've already been through this route several times, so I think I'm just gonna cut away here. I'll see you guys at the Safari Zone. Alright, we've been over here to the Safari Zone, and we've been able to go to this place for quite some time now. Ever since you get your Pokeblock case, you can actually go into here. As for why I haven't gone into here and done anything with it yet until the post-game, that I do not know. I had plenty of time to do it, I just didn't end up doing it for whatever reason. But no time like the present, as they say. Let's do it. Welcome to the Safari Zone. All you can catch for just 500 Pokédollars. Would you like to play a Safari game? It sounds like a steal. Let's do it. Here are your Safari Balls. We get 30 Safari Balls, which I'll talk a little bit more about them once we actually get into the Safari Zone itself. Let you know when your game is over. So until then, you can enjoy yourself. No, enjoy yourself, please. Off you go on your wild exploration. Let's go ahead and do it. And we made it here to the Safari Zone. And the Safari Zone here, I just gotta say before we do anything, I just want to mention that this song here for the Safari Zone is like the most intense, like adrenaline pumping music, even though it's like, you know, nothing too crazy going on here. That being said, welcome to the Safari Zone. The Safari Zone is very different from the rest of the game, as it lets you catch Pokemon. However, it lets you catch Pokemon in a completely different way than we have before. So that being said, let's go ahead and demonstrate here. Just as usual, for running to the grass, you'll be able to run into some wild Pokemon here. However, starting this point forward, you'll notice yourself some differences. For the first difference here, we don't have our Pokemon out here. We are battling completely without Pokemon. And how this works is that you don't actually hurt the Pokemon inside the Safari Zone, and how you catch them instead is that you use these options here. We have ourselves the Ball, Pokeblock, Go Near, and Run options. Ball, which makes you throw a Safari Ball, as you can only use Safari Balls in the Safari Zone. A Safari Ball is equivalent to a Great Ball in its catch rate, so it's basically just a Great Ball with a reskin. Which, you know, Great Balls aren't terrible or anything, they're more usable. Next up, we have the Go Near option, and what Go Near does, that makes it so that your trainer will go near the Pokemon, and it will increase the chances of the opponent Pokemon running away. However, it'll make them easier to catch. Pokeblock is the exact opposite of Go Near, which makes it so that it's easier to catch it makes it harder to catch Pokemon, but makes it so that they're less likely to run away. And then finally, you have the Run option, and the Run option makes it so that, you know, you just run away from battle, so it's the same as usual. That being said, though, I've been yapping on for quite a bit. Let's do a demonstration here. Let's go near this thing. And wow, okay, I'm going to demonstrate catching a Pokemon, not running away. Sheesh, alright, fine then, Oddish, be like that. I'll have to find a new Pokemon then. Well, let's try this again, this time with less failure. And we found another Oddish. It's not the same one though, it's a higher level. So let's try this again, this time without less failure. So this time we're going to go near once again. We're going to try and make it so it's easier to catch. And this time it didn't run away, so now that we've gone near it, it's actually easier to catch than what it normally would be. So that being said, I think now's a good time to throw a Safari Ball. So that being said, ready, steady, a throwy. Uno, dos, tres, got it. Alright, and there you go. Catching Pokemon in the Safari Zone, done simple. Got Oddish is down in the Pokedex as well, let's see here. Number 43, Oddish, the Weed Pokemon. This Pokemon grows by absorbing moonlight. During the daytime, it buries itself in the ground, leaving only its leaves exposed to avoid detection by its enemies. Interesting Pokemon indeed. And there you go. This place is a very good place if you want to fill up your Pokedex, and especially now you got the National Dex. It's a good place to catch Pokemon. And the reason for that is because once you've actually completed the main game, you're actually able to find a lot of Johto Pokemon here and even some Kanto Pokemon here. So you'll be able to fill up your Pokedex and catch a lot more Pokemon than you could before if you were playing this in the main game. Which it kind of works out that I did this in the post game, because now I can actually show off, you know, more to the Safari Zone. That being said, let's see if I can actually find some of those Johto Pokemon. And I keep finding Oddish. I don't dislike you, Oddish, but I want to find some Johto Pokemon if you don't mind. Even though Oddish is technically a Kanto Pokemon, it's actually one of the Pokemon you can find here normally in the main game, so it's nothing special. I'd like to find ourselves some Johto Pokemon, though. Maybe this will be the one. Let's see. Ooh, Girafarig. That's a cool Pokemon. Girafarig here. Fun fact about Girafarig that I'm pretty sure any Pokemon who knows trivia at this point probably knows that Girafarig, spelled backwards, is Girafarig. Pretty cool. That being said, though, I definitely want to catch you. You're a Johto Pokemon. You fit the bill perfectly for what I want to find. We'll go near it to make it easier to catch. And now we're going to try and catch this thing on a Great Ball. Or, sorry, Safari Ball. My bad. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Darn it. You gonna run away? No, he stays, actually. Alright, thank you, Girafarig. Let's try this again. Alright, come on. I want to catch ourselves a Johto Pokemon. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. There you go. From my experience, as long as you go near the Pokemon at least once, you will be very, very likely to catch the Pokemon. However, of course, it makes it riskier because you can run away, but most of the time, the risk is more than worth it. Girafarig, the long-necked Pokemon. A Girafarig is a herbivore. It eats grass and tree shoots. While it is eating, its tail makes chewing and swallowing motions as if it were also eating. That sounds kinda weird to watch, but also sounds kinda cool at the same time. Always makes you wonder, does Girafarig have like two brains, like one in the tail, one in the head, or does its one brain like operate both of them? Who knows? I'm pretty happy that the one Pokemon we caught from the Johto Pokedex is a Girafarig. That being said though, that pretty much covers it for catching Pokemon in the Safari Zone. However, as you can see, there's more to the Safari Zone than just catching Pokemon, as there's hidden items that you can be found everywhere throughout here, and there's some places you can visit as well. Let's check it out. If you put a Pokeblock on the feeder, Pokemon are attracted to it. I think Pokemon with the same sort of nature are drawn by a certain Pokeblock. We haven't really talked about that yet, however, I'll get to that in just a moment. What do you guys gotta say? Pretty much what I've already said, alright? What do you guys say? And you don't have any Pokeblocks, just like I don't have any Pokeblocks, and I only made one for the contest, so yeah. Alright, nothing too interesting in here, but you know, it is what it is. So that being said here, let's go ahead and find one of those blocks they're talking about. And crap, ran into a wild Pokemon. And Oddish, I like you, but please go away. I want to find some new Pokemon here, alright? There's Johto Pokemon here. I want to catch me some Johto Pokemon. If I wanted an Oddish, I could have caught you forever ago. Okay, let me actually see. Is there any hidden items over here? There might be. There is not. Alright. So as that guy was saying, let me go ahead and find one of the blocks over here. So this thing over here, this here is a Pokeblock, block, I guess you could say. The Pokeblock block, yes. And how this thing works is that you can put a Pokeblock into it, and it will attract Pokemon depending on the flavor of the Pokeblock. And every Pokemon will be a little bit different. So if you want to find Pokemon of a certain nature, such as say like Adamant or Jolly or whatever, you can put yourself into Pokeblock here to make it easier to find Pokemon of that nature. So it's a little bit of a niche feature, but it is a pretty cool feature, that being said. And one last detail I think I gotta mention about the Safari game while we're in here is that the Safari game and how it works when you get kicked out is that you have a certain number of steps that once you hit the limit of, you will be kicked out of the Safari game. So until then, you're free to run around, but once those steps hit up, you are kicked out. I'm pretty sure in this game it is 500. And, I mean, I didn't say one in the Oddish, but I found its evolution Gloom, so I guess it counts. Hey, screw it, we're already in here. We might as well try and catch some more Pokemon. Let's do it. Let's make Birch happy by completing the National Deck, shall we? Even though this thing was already part of the home Pokedex. Let's see, one, and never mind. And it ran away, alright. Well, forget the Pokedex then, I guess. Let's see what else we can find here. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get kicked out soon, so we may as well just run around a little bit while we can. Let's go up here. Anything up here? What do you gotta say, young lady? I heard you can see Pikachu here. Where might one be? That is a good question, actually, because Pikachu here this is the only place in the entire game you can actually find Pikachu. However, it is quite rare, so if you find one, consider yourself lucky. That being said, though, I swear there's some items over here. I feel like I'm getting close. Maybe one of these rocks? There is nothing. Wow, okay, I got duped out. What else we got here? Oh, Aipom! Hello, that level 33. Gee, that's a high level Aipom, god. I want to try and catch you. Aipom's a pretty cool Pokemon. It's watching carefully. Let's roll a ball. Alright, come on, Safari Ball. Do your magic. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right. So as you can see here, even though it's a kind of a weird way to catch Pokemon, it's honestly probably easier than catching Pokemon normally in the wild. Pretty handy. Number 190, Aipom, the long-tailed Pokemon. Its tail ends of a dexterous hand-like appendage. However, because it uses the tail so much, Aipom's real hands have become rather clumsy. I mean, yeah, look at those things. They're just like little nubs. Can you really blame it? If you had a tail arm, I think I'd be using the tail arm over my regular arms any day of the week. And I think we're gonna get kicked out any second here. And I want to try to find some hidden items before we got kicked out here. But ooh, Pineco, oh, 34 as well. These Pokemon are getting really high level here. I'm gonna try and catch you too. While we're here, we may as well catch all the Pokemon we can. You know, may as well. Not like we're coming back to the Safari Zone after we do a game of this. Let's see here. And wow, okay, rude. Alright, still watching carefully. Let's see. We got another chance to go here. Let's see. Come on, Pineco. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Alright, apparently just a pattern at this point that I failed the first one and catch it on the second one. Not bad. And another Pokemon for the Pokedex. Number 204, Pineco, the bagworm Pokemon. A Pineco hangs from a tree branch and waits for its prey. While eating, if it's disturbed, By shaking its tree, it falls on the ground and suddenly explodes. That's a pretty deadly Pokemon. Must be a pretty interesting life, though, just being, like, minding your own business and just exploding out of nowhere. Pretty interesting lifestyle, you gotta admit. Now, that being said, I swear there's an item somewhere around here, and I found one of the items. Okay, I want to get that, if I can. I might be out of steps anytime, so I don't know if we're gonna get to it. And also, I think there's an item over here. There is, in fact, it is. All right, perfect. We got ourselves a Zinc over here. Nice. No, I want the item over there. I saw the Pokeball. Ah. Well, I'm not coming back into here, so that's gonna forever haunt me. Ding dong, time's up. Your Safari game is over. And yeah, that being said, though, we got ourselves a good number of Pokemon. So yeah, Safari Zone, pretty interesting place. It's in a lot of Pokemon games, and admittedly, the Pokemon Emerald Safari Zone is probably the one I'm least familiar with. I've played the Fire Red Leaf Green one, and also the Gen 4 one quite a bit. However, I've not really played Gen 3s all that much, so my apologies if I didn't quite show off everything there is to have there, but I think I did an alright job. We got 4 Pokemon total too, which isn't bad at all. Who knows, maybe I will someday complete the National Dex, who knows. That being said, though, I think that's all I wanted to cover on this bonus episode, because there is still plenty more to talk about. However, just this episode, I wanted to cover grabbing those 2 Pokemon that we couldn't before, and also the Safari Zone. And once again, I apologize if I'm talking really, really fast. However, I wanted to make sure I covered all this in a reasonable amount of time. So sorry if my rapid fire style is just not your thing. Next episode, I'll try and calm down a little bit. That being said, though, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And next time on Pokemon Emerald, we'll be exploring more of the Hoenn region and seeing what left there is to do in the post-game. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys then.